Hey, everybody, it's John, and we're here to do the basement tapes number 345. Talking about a TCMA set. It's the 1980 Dodgers TCMA 1959 set, and there's a lot going on there. But again, Mike Arenstein, possessor of countless photos from back in the day throughout baseball's history, finding creative ways to make card sets. And this, I have one of these here from TCMA Dodgers 1959. And let's learn a little bit more about it, shall we? It's a card set of 40 cards, no rookie cards, 52 cents average value, total value $20.75. A set of these between $10 and $25. TCMA sets are heating up. I know I say it all the time, but TCMA sets certainly finding their niche in the hobby, especially if you're a team collector like the Dodgers, Rick Acosta. This 40 card standard size set features members, he said members, of the 1959 Los Angeles Dodgers, who became the first team to win a World Series while playing on the West Coast. The cards have white blue with Dodger blue borders inside them. There is a player photo, and his name and position are on the bottom. The horizontal backs have vital stats as well as a blurb about the player and his 1959 and career stats. So let's look at the tops of these, the top three, I should say, not the TOPPS. Um, Sandy Koufax, Duke Snyder, and Don Drysdale. Top three. Not huge amount of value, but certainly wonderful cards to collect. Wow, look at that. We're back over here. 40 cards, 8.3 ratings out of 3 votes. 8.8 rating, I'm sorry. Trying to do the math there. And teams depicted, oddly enough, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Hall of Famers in here. You have Duke Snyder, Gil Hodges, Old Walt Smokey Alston, Don Drysdale, and Sandy Koufax before he was Sandy Koufax. Let's see. I guess we'll go right to the gallery. We could see the blue hue there. Nice little blue tinted jobber there. Probably saved on ink, I would imagine. Maybe some black ink, maybe some blue ink. Cyan, they would call that, I guess, back then. No magentas, no yellows, possibly no blacks and or whites. Anyway, Joe Pig Natano, the catcher, leads off. Carl Ferrello, he's the Reading rifle from up the road here. Bob Lillis stretching out there, protecting his 5-hole. Chuck Asigian, I don't know what ballpark he's at. Sure, it may look like Wrigley Field, but I don't think it's Wrigley Field. So the jury, they say, is out. Dick Gray, that sounds a lot like me these days. Rip Rapolsky, spring training, probably Vero Beach, Dodgertown, who knows. Jim Baxis, I had not heard of Jim Baxis, but he was part of the 59 World Champions. Frank Howard, Solly Drake was there. He had 9 games in 1959, which is 2 less than Jim Baxis. Sandy Amoros only played in 5 games. That surprises me. I guess he's winding down his career. Norm Sherry, 2 games in 1959. What are you guys doing to me? And Tommy Davis, 1 game in 1959. Jim Gilliam, he's a starter, 145. He played some games, hit 282. Didn't drive in many runs, though, for some reason. Duke Snyder, kind of riding out the career there. He's all gray at this point and in his hometown of Los Angeles. Maury Wills, an early Maury Wills spotting there. Look how young he looks in the 1959. He was in the series, we know, because I believe there is a 1960 card of him tagging out either Nellie Fox or Louis Aparicio. Don Demeter, he's a starter back then in the outfield. Wally Moon, he has 1 eyebrow, and it goes from ear to ear there. Wally Moon, outfielder for your Los Angeles Dodgers. Johnny Roseboro, he was the catcher back then. And Ron Fairley. Norm Larker is also in a first base outfielder. These guys got into some games here. There's a lot of players with 3-digit games here. Charlie Neal is an infielder. Nobody was a bigger contributor to the Dodgers World Championship season in 1959 than Charlie. Picked as an outstanding fielding second baseman in the league, Charlie also led the Dodgers in games, 151, at-bats, 616, runs, 103, hits, 177, total bases, 286, doubles, 30, and triples, 11. Charlie was also a standout in the World Series, batting .370 with a pair of homers and 6, I thought it said Horners, I swear to you, and 6 runs batted in 6 games. Charlie broke in with Brooklyn in 1956 and played 6 seasons with the Dodgers. before being dealt to the New York Mets. He also played briefly with the Reds. What a season that was. He was 5'10". He was 155. He was born January 30th, 1931. He batted right and he threw right. First time I've ever read anything about Charlie Neal, so consider myself smarter than I was prior to hitting record. Don Zimmer, he was an infielder back then. Just wait for somebody to throw him on the ground. Chuck Dressen, he was a coach, and incidentally, I think he was a manager back in the day as well for the Dodgers. Gil Hodges there, he's coming in at card number 24. Joe Becker, he was a coach as well. Walt Alston, of course, the manager. Greg Molivi, he was a coach as well. And Don Drysdale coming in hot, 17 and 13 in 1959, striking out 242 batters. Johnny Pods, Sandy Koufax won 8 and 6 in 1959, 173 strikeouts, but a 4.05 ERA. Still had not found what he's looking for, in the immortal words of Bono. These guys are definitely in Wrigley Field at this point in Chicago. Padres, Koufax. Koufax, again, was not Koufax yet. Roger Craig, he was a pitcher, and he would eventually manage the Giants, if I'm not mistaken. Danny McDevitt, Bill Harris, 1.2 innings pitched, by the way, Bill Harris. Larry Sherry, he's another pitcher. Stan Williams. Clem Labine, riding it out there. Clem's almost at the end of his career there. Chuck Churn, what a great name that is. Chuck Churn. He is at the LA Coliseum in his card, so that's a fun little card to see there. Johnny Clipstein, he of the 4-0 record in 1959, 33 bases on balls, 30 strikeouts, and a 5.91 ERA. Carl Erskine, 0-3, kind of phoning it in at that point. All right, aren't you there, Mr. Erskine? Fred Kipp, his card, number 40, your final card there. Fred Kipp looks like he's high as a kite. 2.2 innings pitched. That's still probably 2.2 more innings than Anthony Rendon will play in 2025. So that's the 1980 TCMA 1959 Los Angeles Dodgers blue set. I believe there's a black and white set of these as well. I just have the blues, which is nothing unusual for a man with my rugged good luck. So thanks, everybody. Basement Tapes number 345.